I always like how sometimes it will just go, you know what, we'll just go, and then sometimes it goes, you know what, I'm not sure what's going on. So, um, once again, fighting with StreamYard on a regular basis now. We have two beers, yesterday's and today's, 7th and 8th of December. I didn't have yesterday's yesterday because I went on a very, very, very long walk to Swindon. Didn't quite make it all the way. It is quite a long way. So yeah, went for a very long walk, mildly hungover from the start, and yes, and then I got to the Curly Whirly Bridge, which is kind of where I wanted to go to before, and then I decided let's go back because it was time was marching on, and it took me about 4 hours to get there. So got back utterly broken. It's about 20 miles in total, and yeah, had a bacon butty on the way back from a little shop, little farm shop and cafe. Good evening, my lad. Hope you're doing well, dear lad. Yeah, and then got back in. It's not a direct way either to get to Swindon. It's the old train line, which kind of runs near my house, and you fuck around to get onto the train line, and then it's a big loop around Marlborough. Then goes up on basically follows the old Roman road, and then it crosses over a little bit, and then you have to fuck around going through Chisildon and Chisildon, and then it goes over. Eventually goes to Coat Water, but I didn't bother. I wasn't in the mood to go all that way. And like I said, it was time was not actually on, and I thought if I go over, it's gonna be another hour and a half to actually get into Swindon. But they want to do Coat Water next time. I'll probably do that same walk in a couple of weeks' time. And it was fucking tipping it down as well. I was absolutely sopping wet the time I got in. I put waterproof and everything, but I was sopping wet. Anyway, bit of a late one, I know, but I didn't finish work until quite late. So, got two beverages. Let's start with this one. Both obviously mystery beers. Don't know what they're going to be like. Let's crack it open. Feels quite firm, I'll be honest with that. Hopefully, not imperial. I'm not sure. I think it looks pale. Might be an IPA. That's a weird colour coming out of the can. And there's slightly odd aroma as well. There we go. I'm not sure what that nose is. There's a bit of a slight kind of acetic note about it. I can see my comments. They're still covered by a $sign, which I don't know what happens if I press the $sign. Does that? Oh, fuck! I've pressed that, and yeah, it did that, and it basically, if I keep spamming that, that's basically what's going to keep happening. So let's not do that again. It doesn't give anyone money or dollars. Just makes me not be able to see anything. But yeah, I can see things. I don't know what was going on the other night. It was just playing up. I couldn't scroll at all. It was just sat on one comment. Anyway, that is the beverage. It doesn't smell wonderful. I tell you what, I'm getting peachy sort of notes, but it doesn't smell fine or spectacular. So I don't know if I say that. Let's dive in though. Cheers. That's, I think, fruited. I said this the other day and it was not fruited. They do that, then forget about the dollar. Um, Concentrate on the bearded lab. I will. That's. I was just like wondering because it is covering over the back end of any sentence that anyone writes. And how do we get it out of the way? Not by pressing it. Yeah, it's like a peach ale, but it does have a fair amount of kind of acetic sort of notes inside of it. I'm not sure even if it is fruited. It might actually be like a I don't know. It's peachy guava sort of thing. Um, but there is an element of like not freshly opened bin bag, but a bit of static to it. Not particularly nice. To be very honest with that. Um, I hope it's not a Delphic because the Delphic one I had the other day wasn't particularly nice. Um, the red ale that wasn't a red ale. Um, have one more taste. I think it's a pale ale. I think there's either some form of dodgy infection going on there. It's potentially fruited. Um, it's just not nice, unfortunately. A fresh bin bag is better than used bin bag. So I said this at work a couple of months ago. We were drinking some verdant of some form, and I was like, it's like freshly opened bin bag. You know that smell of kind of like static and bin bag. Um, it's that, and that's what I got in that verdant beer. In this, there's an element of it. It's not quite as intense as what that bird beer was. I just think that I think this is infected. Um, there is just something gentle in there. Like I said before, it smells slightly acetic, um, and I am getting that still. Um, like a slightly plasticky sort of note. Um, Great beer, that. I'm gonna, I'll be honest. I'm just gonna pour the rest of it away, and then I'll come back. So it's thinking literally just there, and I will try and guess what it is because I'm not enjoying it. I'm not going to drink the rest of it. Um, Halfway towards nail varnish sort of plastic. Yeah, that's sort of like acetone. That's it, really. And I've got horrible memories of that because years ago I had a drink spiked and we know full well there was acetone, isopropyl alcohol, in chloroform and something else in it, but it's the acetone in particular that is just it was one of the worst tastes to try and get out of that body. Donkeys years ago, I was like 18 or something. Um, so only 2 years ago. But but that acetone was one of the worst, absolute worst flavors, and it is gentle in it. It's just gentle acetone flavor. But I think there's some form of little infection. Let's drain pour this, and I'll come back and try and work out what it is. So yeah, like I said before, fruited pale. I think it's just a pale ale. Maybe peach in it. Maybe peach, but ABV. I don't think it's super high. Maybe like five and a bit. Oh yeah, 5.5%, and I think a pale ale to IPA sort of thing. Maybe let's go IPA. Brewery, I've got a clue. I haven't got a clue. Um, oh dear. I was right, there's fruit in it. I was wrong with what the fruit was. The fruit's strawberry. This is one I actually asked for. Um, I'm wrong on ABV as well. From Problem Child Brewing, it is Mischief. Um, I'd have never guessed that. So strawberry pale mischief. Not nice. Tired of flavourless beer, Johnny started brewing in 2013, crafting bold, full-flavoured brews with attitude. Named after his wife, Rachel, Problem Child is brewing is all about rebellious, unforgettable beers. It's definitely unforgettable. Ready to break the rules? Cheers. I'll be honest, that's pretty wank artwork. But yeah, that is definitely got some dodgy infection going on. No, no more, no more, no more. And to be honest, you can fucking see why. There's a whole load of yeast at the bottom of the can, and not of the good kind either. So that's that. That's that. We'll put the glass very far away. And a bit of scotch, probably have some wash down. McGullet. So the next beer is going to be nice. Fortunately, we've had a few like that out of Mr. Foyle's advent calendar. I forgot that was in there. I do know some of the breweries that are in the box because some of them it wasn't all that long ago that I put them in, but I can't remember the beers. And when Mr. Foyle wrapped them all up, he mixed everything, so he couldn't tell where anything was going to be. Some things are a little bit more self-explanatory. They're going to be higher ABV because they're 330ml cans and that sort of thing. But for the most part, it's 440s. Let's see what this one's like. Squidgier. Off the can. That smells a lot better. Smells a lot better. I'm immediately going to go like an IPA sort of thing. And I'm going to go straight out and just go 6.2% ABV. I could be very wrong. It smells nice though. My mind's going towards Glasshouse again because the one I had the other day was Glasshouse and it was banging. It might not be. It might be a nice Delphic. Unlike the bad Delphic I had. Colour. Like hazy. Well, more than hazy. It's got a slight dullness to it. A little bit darker than I was thinking it'd be. But very kind of tropical, slightly dank. I'm pushing towards maybe like a bit of Nectaron. Maybe a bit of Crush. I don't know. I don't think Crush. I don't. If it's Glasshouse, it's not Crush. Might be Dulcita, but I don't think it's that strong enough. It might just be a bit of Cascadillo, something like that. Dive in. Cheers. That's Glasshouse beer. That's Glasshouse for sure. All day long. Glasshouse beer. ABVs, I think, are a bit lower than I thought it was. I think there's a bit more of minerality to it, so I reckon maybe 5-ish, 4 and a bit. There is still a relative light kind of drying bitterness, but it tastes a lot like a Glasshouse beer. Yeah, it's just if it is something like a Delphic, they've done well, but it does taste a lot like a thinking whether it's Glasshouse IPL. I don't think it's too much for an IPL. But it is quite drying towards the back end, but it does have that little bit of sweetness. A, B, D. What's it going to be? I was kind of looking towards 4, and then on my nose, I was looking like 6. I think I'm going to sit somewhere in the middle. I don't think they would do a beer 4.8. I mean, I know they do. I know they do around it. I don't think Mr. Foyle would buy such beers, but you never know. It's nice fruitiness to it. Second guess myself thinking that it's not going to be bloody glass house kind. It might be a Delphic, but my mind's just then thinking back to the fact I had a really low fill from Delphic, and that was right up there. Hop wise, I'm struggling to pick them out. There's nothing. I don't think it's that those kind of Dulceta sort of things. Not like a Nectaron. I don't think it's New Zealand. It might have Simcoe in it. It might have Simcoe, and it might be something like something more fruity than I think it is. It's definitely maybe Citra. It's a classic. I'm going to say Simcoe is one of the hops. I'm really struggling with it. Trying to pinpoint exactly what it is. We'll go ABV 4.8. Let's see what it is. Or a bit more out into the glass. It's enjoyable, but it's nothing it's nothing insane. It's just a steady, easy going. Could be experimental hop, maybe. I think I've tasted it before, though. I think I've tasted it before. It's just like maybe like an NZH hop that hasn't been named yet. I think, yeah, like I say, I keep thinking the Simcoe in it, and it's definitely something I've tasted before. I don't think it's enough to be Nectaron or Superdelic or anything like that. But my mind keeps going back to thinking it's going to be something like Dulceta. I don't think it is. We'll just go Simcoe. I know it's going to be more hops. It's going to be like 3 hops, and they probably only be Simcoe. But we'll see. 4.8%. Laugh at. What's your not as well? Oh, fucking hell, no. Good. Maybe me was fucking lava. I was right the bloody first time. There's more than just one hop in it. So yes, Delphic, relatively local brewery to me. They're about half an hour away. Quick and to the pointless. Is that label? That's a bit bland, isn't it? Maris Otter, malted wheat, horrified oats, other malts. SO4 and USO5 used as yeast. Always interesting to see. You don't see breweries mixing yeast quite as much nowadays, but I have done in the past. Hops are Magnum, Simcoe. You know what? They've just gone, fuck it, let's chuck it all in. Magnum, Simcoe, Mosaic, Citra, Nelson Sauvin. Well, I was getting Simcoe. I was thinking Mosaic, didn't say. I said Citra. I said, don't think there's New Zealand, but there is New Zealand. Magnum, I would never guessed it. It's not bad actually. I was like I said, I kept second guessing myself. Thinking it's not. It's glass house, not glass house. But it tasted like it, and then it didn't. I still think there's elements of toughness to it. To be honest, it could even be elements of tasting like a Siren beer. I think it's decent. With the ABV, I was quite wrong on first time 6%. I think I said on the first taste, but yeah. I mean, at least one beer is good out of it. And yeah, hopefully, I know there's going to be a few Delphics in this box because there's stuff I'll decide to buy. or still taking lots of glass house. We'll see what comes tomorrow. I don't know if what I'm doing tomorrow evening. I might be going down the pub. We'll see what happens. Because normally on the Tuesday I'll go down the pub. But depends on what time I finish and whether I can be out. Anyway, another one. Advent calendar beer done, and yeah, thankfully, day 8 today was actually nice. Yesterday, less so. And like I say, tomorrow I'll probably do it. I probably will do it. It just depends. It'll probably be a bit late. Hopefully not as late as today, but probably be a late weekend. Anyway, thanks everyone for watching and commenting. So these are quite quick little videos. Don't know what's going to happen at the weekend because I am away from here, so we'll probably end up having most on Sunday. We'll see, probably Sunday evening. So that'll probably be like Thursday nights, Friday nights, Saturdays, and Sundays on Sunday. And hopefully within that, there's one or two in peace. Thank you, Mr. Disco, sir. I will see you on the next one.